Come here now, girl.
Hi, BonBon here. Following tutorials for road tools and electricity supply, the one remaining essential service for your neighbourhoods to thrive is fresh water and sewage. The mechanics are very similar to the original base game, with a few simple changes to fit with the new game model. Today we'll check out how to draw and supply fresh water, alongside disposing of all of the brown water your city dumps into the drains, and checking out all the asset models too. All the usual disclaimers apply, and for those, watch the intro to the first road tools tutorial. If you find this video helpful, be sure to click the like button, and if you haven't already done so, now's a really good time to subscribe too. And so, without further ado, let's look at water and sewage. Let's start with the pipes. Open the water tools using the blue raindrop icon in the bottom toolbar. You'll see all of the available water tool assets. Some will be greyed out as they have yet to be unlocked using development points, which you can do as your city grows. Today we'll look at this menu fully unlocked. Listed first are the pipes, and they are fairly self-evident. The three options are the water pipe for carrying fresh water around, the sewage pipe for moving the poop water around, and the combined pipe for moving the fresh water and the poop water around. Each single pipe costs 500 per kilometre to lay and no maintenance costs. The double pipe is double the cost. Of course, you won't need to waste hours drawing a network of pipes across your entire city, like we all did in the original game, as all zonable roads come pre-equipped with pipes under the surface. So if your road has zoning, you can be sure it has water pipe connections too. The notable exceptions to pipes being under roads are all highways, which self-evidently don't have zoning, and all bridges, which clearly also don't have zoning because they can't. The exception to the exception are elevated zonable roads, which unlike bridges keep their pipe status, even the basic gravel road. So be mindful when connecting islands to join up the networks with the appropriate pipes, or people aren't going to be happy. Speaking of connecting, the system of connecting pipes together is slightly different from Cities Skylines 1. If you're an original game veteran, you might be a little confused by this at first. Don't worry, that's normal. Let's take a look at what is happening. In Skylines 1, nodes and segments were more obvious than in the new game. Until you get used to the new game, when connecting to stations, towers, outlets or plants, make sure you have snapping switched on. With the pipe selected, slowly pull your cursor towards the connection. When close enough, the cursor will jump or snap to the little blue or orange circle under the asset. You can now left click and drag the pipe away. At first, it might be easier to draw pipes to the asset rather than away from it, so you can be visually sure that the connection has been made. My big tip is to ignore the pipes and look at the blue line itself. This runs along the surface, so if you look at that, you can draw it directly into the asset with no problem at all. Pipes are automatically run at a depth of 10 meters, which 99% of the time you won't even have to think about. But there may be rare occasions you might want to keep water or sewage provision on a separate loop. I can't think of an example right now, but if this is the case for you, you can lower the pipes in 1.25 meter increments, as you would with the roads above ground. Pipes only need to miss by this minimum figure to pass across each other. To keep the network tidy, I recommend lowering the passing pipe by 1.25 meters for the shortest possible distance before raising back up to the standard 10 meter depth. You should also be aware that pipes cannot share space with other underground infrastructure. be it road, rail or metro tunnels. So randomly laying pipes at say 20 meters depth might cause you problems in the future. Hence the recommendation to keep pipes 10 meter tidy. Before we connect these to the roads, let's talk about connecting pipes to other pipes underground. This is done automatically if pipes are at the same level as each other, which can be hard to see once they've been placed. So again, 10 meter tidy. You can even draw through existing pipes in the same way that the new road tools works. Sewage and freshwater pipes will never intercept with each other, so that's one concern off of your mind. Connecting pipes to the road layout is similar to connecting to pumping or waste processing assets, except you can connect to literally any point along the pipe. Like with assets, I suggest drawing the pipe to the road rather than from the road and then away. Pipes will always automatically connect to a road no matter how deep you are, and will do this via a natty, almost vertical connection. We'll have a look at the pumping and processing options in a moment, but first let's check out the Infoview. Click the I button in the top left corner, and then the water icon in the top row. Water availability shows you how much you are pumping. If you are pumping way too much, you have a few options. Firstly, if you have access to the edge of the map, you can drag a fresh water pipe there and make an outside connection, selling your excess water to the neighbouring city. Second, if money is tight and you are far from the edge, you could drop the budget so you produce less. Click the money icon in the bottom row, select water and sewage, and drag the sliders down for a while. Remember to keep an eye on this though, as when your city grows, you'll need to push the budget back up to compensate. Finally, you can even switch assets on and off. Select the asset, and in the bottom right of the info box, you'll see a little green power button. Switching off the asset will save you 90% on the operating costs, and also cancel any fresh pollution, though any existing ground, water or air pollution will take a while to clear. Okay, now let's take a look at the assets, of which there are 6. The water pumping station is the standard freshwater solution, costing $25,000 to place and $10,000 a month in upkeep costs. When placed at the water's edge, it will produce 100,000 cubic meters of water a month with just low noise pollution. Like the majority of assets, it does need a road connection, but that connection will be your initial means of distribution to the city. Unlike the water pumps in Cities Skylines 1, the new mechanics don't leave a massive hole in the river that you are trying to draw from, so you don't need to spread these out so much. The choice is yours. Next on the list is the water tower. This is similar to the water tower in the original game, effectively magicking water from out of thin air. You can place these anywhere in your city, even at this time on polluted ground, and unlike in Cities Skylines 1, you won't poison your entire city. Whether the devs change this in the coming months remains to be seen, but don't be surprised if you see that ground pollution does change, or possibly that the towers fill at night and drain during the day when usage should be lower. All of this, however, is pure speculation on my part at this point. The tower costs $60,000 to place and $30,000 a month to maintain, producing 30,000 cubic meters of fresh water a month. The tower doesn't need access to a road, but this, or a path, would be helpful if you upgrade it with the viewing deck, which is cheap and adds entertainment value too. Next up is the new groundwater pumping station. This needs to be placed on groundwater deposits, which are dotted across the map. This station is affected by ground pollution, so it's important that the area is clean and, as importantly, stays clean. Placing industry nearby later could be the death knell to your population. The station costs $40,000 to place and $20,000 a month to maintain, with a maximum pumping capacity of 75,000 cubic meters a month. Be sure to place with your cursor in the darkest blue area, preferably towards the middle, as capacity tapers out as you move towards the edge. The advanced water pumping station is another surface water facility, so needs to be placed by a river, lake or coast. This can only be placed once per city. It costs an initial $240,000 to place and then $85,500 a month to maintain, but will produce 1 million cubic meters of water a month. This is the nuclear power station of water pumping. Note that it does also produce medium noise pollution. As the advanced pumping station is the top tier, it doesn't have any upgrades. That now means we can move on to the 2 sewage solutions. The basic option is the Sewage Outlet and just pump it into the ocean or river wherever you like. Just beware that you aren't pumping fresh water further downstream, as your Sims won't like the aftertaste and will die. It costs $25,000 to place, $18,000 a month to maintain, and can release 100,000 cubic meters of poop water a month. Note, as well as a gentle hum of noise, it also smells a little, so watch what's downwind and downstream. It can be upgraded with chemical purification for 25% less pollution and extra settling tanks for an extra 10% reduction up to 4 times per outlet. The final option is the wastewater treatment plant, costing $400,000 to place and $108,000 to maintain, removing 50% of pollutants from up to 400,000 cubic meters a month, which can then be sent to the incinerators to burn for extra free power, with the resulting fresh water returned to the pipes for consumption. Tasty. Upgrades include advanced filtration for 10% extra purification and extra processing units for up to 100,000 extra cubic meters every month. Remember, polluted water can take an age to clear. The pollution you see here has travelled half the length of my downtown island in almost a year. Your problems of today may be problems of tomorrow too. And that's it. All you need to know to handle fresh water and pollution in Cities Skylines 2. If you learned anything today, consider subscribing or hitting the like button. It would really help the channel. And as always, a big shout out to all of the BonBonB buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership for your continued and valued support of the channel. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. I've been BonBonB and you've been very, very welcome.